Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rhythm and Wine with Karen Aline. Hola. Here is where we explore this beautiful dance discipline of whining with your amazing, sublime body. And today we're going to whine and flow together. And this is specifically for teens. Okay. And I don't know, this just dropped in my spirit because I remember as in my teenage years of a lot of talk of what it was like to whine and how it should and shouldn't look based on my age, whatever, you know? But now I'm like, no, this is a really great movement to be doing, a movement practice to open your hips. I mean, as a teen, you're sitting so much at school, so much. So this is a great way to like stretch and then just to get to know your vibe. So when you go and you want to do your TikTok dances and all type of thing, you are feeling more grounded in your expression because that's how these dances start. Somebody said this is the way. So the next one can be you. Feel me? So come on in. Don't be frightened by this loud lady with big hair. Come. Okay, guys, we are gonna start with our stance. And some of you may be like whining if you're going out to fetes, parties with friends, no problem. But this is always where I kind of build my foundation is from how I stand, and it just gives me more options to play. So I'm gonna find my like I find like this is my comfortable stance where I'm like my thighs are slightly parted, my feet are V'd, and one thing I bring to whining that I didn't before, which affected my longevity and my range of motion, was breath. I found I wasn't breathing proper. I would like hold my breath at times. So, what we're gonna do here, okay, find your stance. Maybe you're like, I need to go a bit wider. I prefer my thighs to touch. This is what it's like over here, okay? We do whatever we want. So explore the stance that works for you. And we're gonna do some full body scans with a big deep breath. And this is what that's gonna look like. We're gonna take a deep breath in and we're gonna like sink down and deep breath in. And as we come up, we're going to not lock the knees. Maybe we'll play with our pelvis tilt a little bit. Maybe we'll tuck the pelvis, hold the core just a tad gently. Okay, and then we'll bring the breath all the way up to the top, relax the neck, and relax the shoulders. And we'll do that 3 times because it honestly takes me 3 times before I'm finally breathing deep. Okay, so I'll do one this way and then I'll turn. So if you see me moving around, it's just to adjust so you can see different perspectives. Okay, I have my stance. Let's go. Like deep breath in. And do your scan. Just even if it's just to relax the shoulders, really pushing off the floor. Maybe relax the neck a little bit, like hoy. Yeah. We'll do one more, like 2 more like that. One deep breath. Oh. And if it helps to like it out, I don't know what day you've had. Sometimes y'all lives be stressful, no lie. So sometimes just like deep breath. One more deep breath, and then see if you can do this scan where you're like, my knees aren't locking. I'm pushing off the floor. Maybe I'm adjusting my pelvis still, just tucking it in slightly. It helps me stand taller. I'm gonna hold my core, relax. This is a gentle scan. It's not a like, you must do this. It's just checking on what feels good. Okay. One more big breath. Sorry, I said I would do that the other way. But here's what my stance looks like. So I'm going to quickly, the pelvis tuck for me is I have this natural arch in my back. No problem. No problem. Even if you don't, no problem. But for me, when I can tuck my pelvis slightly and very gently, all of a sudden, like my posture changes. Like I stand a bit taller. I find it's easier to push off the ground. And then it also helps when I whine and go down, you see, to keep that alignment and that stability so I can just be playing nonstop. in this. But if I find when I'm pushed out, like when I have my arch enunciated, sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. You know what I mean? If I have my arch like pushed out, it's harder for me to maintain that stability. Yeah, in certain moves. So that's why I've been working on my pelvis tilt. You may not even need one, or you might be like, actually, in my arch, that's where it's comfortable. It's just for you to play. All right, let's flow a little bit together. So we have our stance. Maybe you want to take one more breath if you like, because you're like, that was great. Take one more breath, one more scan. Relax the neck. And let's drop a little bit. Okay, just a little. Adjust as you need to. Adjust as you like. I'm starting to be like, oh, I want to go wider. Why? I don't know. We don't know. But adjust as you need to, and then start with a nice classic whine. Okay, and as we do this, I'm gonna keep scanning. Am I pushing off the floor? It really does help. Okay, as you build on your whine and anything you want to do, it helps to use the ground. You know, if you play carnival coming up or something, you're like chip, chip, chipping on me, chipping on me. That is pushing off the ground, and it just takes a lot of the pressure I find off of my knees because I'm not dropping my weight down. I'm like using this opposition of pushing off to help. It also helps with my whine and my lift. So start with the classic whine. Don't worry about what it looks like. Remember, you're like, child's play, baby. I've been whining like this since I small. Good. Awesome. Now maybe you find something where you're like, oh yeah, I have been whining like this since I small. And I do enjoy this movement very much, regardless of what I think it should look like. Feel me? So go one way. And if you're pushing off the floor, it can help with this type of lift. Now I'm going to adjust my posture. So keep adjusting as you need to. You know what they say, the one thing that's constant in life is change. It's same with whining. Like there's constant change, constant movement. So keep adjusting as you're pushing off the floor. It might help to even pedal it out. You might try like coming up just a bit and pedaling it out. I'm going to keep holding my core because I'm working on that for myself. It's just like, it helps my lower back. Might tighten some of the muscles. You know what I mean? All right, we're going. And I didn't say which way to go because you would naturally find your way. So you're trying one way. Now let's switch directions when you're ready. So enjoy that like way you go from one side to ba-bam, the next way, which may feel different and awkward. I say to myself, like already, see, it's perfect. But that's the whole point. I want to explore how I respond. Like I find I'm leaning a little bit forward. I want to like relax my shoulders a bit more, calm the face. You know, just it's your playtime too. This is your movement and how you want to express it. So maybe you're like, I do want to be an ambi whiner, I should say. So switch back again. Okay, do like couple circles on one side and then switch couple circles on the other side. And if you're like, this whole entire thing is new to me, imagine you are like stirring a pot with your waist or drawing a circle, and you want it to feel as soothing as possible for you. You know what I mean? So keep going back and forth, but the focus is on the sensation. Trust me. Trust me. If you feel it, I will see it. You know what I mean? Yes, I know you know what I mean. So just enjoy the feel. Maybe look at you because everything's connected. So if you drop and you look at you, keep playing with direction. You are connecting the neck and the back and all the things. Oh, sorry. Yes. All right, let's come up. Come up a little. Keep your whine. Just come up a little. and we're gonna pulse. Okay, we find our wine. I didn't even say pace because truly it doesn't matter. You could be whining faster. We are gonna speed up any pace you like, or if it's slow wine, anything you like, but we're just gonna go up and down and then we'll adjust with pace. Okay, so we come up, push off the floor. It's not no locking of the knees, Karen. All right, let's sink a little. Switch directions. Push up, sink down, switch directions. Push up, sink down, switch directions. Now, whichever one you're in, even if it's the awkward one, okay, move a little faster. And just do a quick check-in. Like, are you leaning forward? What needs to happen? Maybe the thighs are starting to speak. Bring it. Bring the heat. See, I already switched. Go. Keep going. Keep going. Maybe sink a little lower. Keep going. Push up. Switch directions. Speed up a little more. A little more. Even if, okay, you feel like I'm just shaking. Yes? What's the problem? Good. Speed it up a little more. Up here. Find your direction. Sink. Sink a little. I've just adjusted my feet, so do what you need to. I'm going to lean back a little bit. Hold my core, tuck my pelvis. Sometimes it helps to hold. Relax it, baby. Yes, the quads are speaking. Maybe sink a little lower and lift the heels slightly and come up. Yeah. Yeah. I know, guys, like sometimes there's this perception of whining and younger bodies that I never really understood because I just felt like it was such an amazing movement to do. And especially if you're watching other people do these like elaborate, sometimes choreography or things with their waist, but it's nice to discover for you how you want to move and to use this dance discipline as like a movement practice, even to stretch. We've just been deep breathing, stretching, adjusting our posture, relaxing the shoulders, all with a wine. All with a wine. Okay, come in. Find your stance. Let's do another deep breath and scan. And let's drop into our classic wine. So you might sink a little bit to get it. Okay, remember, soothe yourself. When you're drawing your circle, it's just the most soothing, beautiful circle you draw with you first. You always dance with yourself first. So make it nice. Bring the sauce to you. Okay? And then we're going to switch to a move I love, which you might be familiar with, which is the juk. Okay, so find your circle, find your pace. And then we're going to switch and enjoy this transition, even if it's like wonky. Don't worry. Enjoy this transition where you go from like front, back, front, back, front, back. Even if you do that a couple of times, you're like, okay, I'm whining and then I transition. So maybe I'm whining and then as I push back, I'm like, bam, bam. Or I'm whining and as I come forward, juk back. And this, I imagine like a rocking motion. Okay. And that's where you'll see some of these dances where they're like doing a lot of that or, such and such. But I start from kind of understanding what my pelvis tilt is like. Okay. Even now I'm doing it very gently and you don't have to do it this, yours can be like this. Ay. You know what I mean? And how I want to stand. Like I'm locking my knees a bit. So I'm going to bend a bit. And let's juk. Front, back, front, back, front, back. Just a little push off the floor still. Breathe deep, breathe. Maybe you look at you so you can relax the neck and see. Wait, watch me there. Watch me. Okay, and let's slow it down. So it's like front, back, or whatever. Bam, 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 ah, bam. And if you want to gently rest your hands on your thighs, I would even use that to help pull my shoulders back a bit, which is immediately helping with my posture. And maybe as you come forward, you like squeeze a little bit. So it's, it's like core work, but it needs to still be nice and smooth. All right, a little faster. Da, 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 bam, 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 bam. And see how you can smooth in this movement. Soothe. The smoothest will come from you feeling that way. Bam, 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 bam. And relax. So even just relax the shoulders, relax. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look like me, because this is playtime. This is playtime for you. Maybe you pull the shoulders back a little bit. That really did help. So let's try that. Okay, and from here, let's switch back to our classic whine. So find a way to connect that. Ready? When you're ready, go. Yes. And see if you can make this slow. And I find I ended up wider. But let's see if in this slow whine, we can rock side to side, breathing deep, pushing off the floor, whatever leg we land on, push off. Maybe even elongate. Try it. Bring the chest and breathe into that lift. Keep rocking side to side. It could be just so. Whatever you're feeling, lift. Breathe into that. Lift, Okay. We end up on one side and let's step. Whatever side you're on, push off the floor and step that leg in. And then step it out. Swing to the other side. Yes. Step that leg in. Step it out. Yes. Swing to the other side. Step that leg in. Step it out. Be pushing and breathing. Stop. What was that? Step that leg in. Step it out. Keep going. We'll do one more on each side. And then we'll try our whine and go down. So try and bring the chest if you can. Or even just some deep breaths. Okay, last one on your side. Step in, push off the floor. Step back out to your stance, whichever one. And I want you to adjust with a whine. I'm going to adjust to come a little closer with my thighs touching with a whine. Now let's push up, go down. Push up, go down. And the next time we push up, we're going to let the movement, literally we're pushing off the floor, and we're going to let it come to the chest and the neck. Ready? Go push up. Now if you're I don't feel to roll my neck, so no problem. Just look gently. Or even just relax the gaze. But you hear the breath, and then because we are ambi whiners over here, other side. To switch your circle. And maybe you want to make this a tighter circle for you. But remember, if you're looking at me and you're I'm trying to lift in that way, I'm going to gently encourage you to look at you and wonder, does this feel nice? Straight up. Does this feel nice? Yay or nay? And to adjust so that it does. Okay, keep switching back and forth. We'll do a couple more. Enjoy this, baby. Enjoy this. Even if some of you are working on your phones a lot, posting, trying to grow your platforms, it takes a toll on the posture. So you can whine to connect back to that, All right, when you're ready, drop it down to the waist. Drop this circle right to the waist. Yes. Let's do 2 more. So bring it back up, push up, bring it to the chest. Any direction, maybe you play. Breathe into the lift. Breathe into the lift. Yes, this helps me so much. And then drop it back down to the waist. Enjoy that transition. Even if you feel like it's wonky, it's okay. You're trying to connect, and there's no music, which is nice because we can then explore, like, actually, how does this feel without a bam, bam, bam rushing me. Okay. Come back up, pushing off the floor, bring it into the chest. Breathe it, relax the neck. And then we're going to drop it back down to the waist. Find the wine you like. Find the pace you like. Adjust as you need to with your stance. Push off the floor. Even if you have a slight bend, still be pushing off the floor. And if that's new, don't worry. It really helps. And you'll see, like, sometimes my knees are pedaling out. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes it's isolating. Part 2 coming. So, but right now we're needing to move, and let the movement come from the floor all the way up. So if you're pedaling out, nice. Just watch your knees and your posture. Okay. From here, you have your stance, you have your posture. Maybe tuck your pelvis just the tatters. If you like, relax the shoulders. And we're going to sink a little lower, right before the heels lift. And I truly believe a wine and go down is down from point of origin. Okay, so this could be your floor for right now. Yes. If you're working to go a little bit lower, we can do that too. But it's most important to acknowledge what you're feeling and your range of mobility. Okay, so here we are. We're going to sink a little lower to the heels lift. Just the heels. So notice it literally is the heels lift. The quads will speak. Yes, they will. Push up all the way. Push off the ground all the way. Bring it to the chest, the neck. Breathing into it, and then drop it down to the waist and sink a little lower until the heels lift, or to your halfway, whatever that looks like. Okay, your halfway could be here. There's no problem. All right, and then when you're ready, we're gonna play with this push off the floor as we lower our body, and we're paying attention to our posture. Ready? I'm gonna stay this way. Lower. If it helps to pause your wine, go ahead. Lower. Now push up. One more, guys. Here we are. Let's bring it back to the chest. Some deep breaths to the neck. Okay, let's drop it back down to the waist. And maybe here you work a little on isolation, which is to me, it's like a big core connection, which doesn't mean abs, okay? No, it means that I am using these tools within me to accentuate my waist and nothing else. But I'm not holding in the neck and nothing. Everything is relaxed. I'm just focusing on this here. There's the open wine, and then there's isolation. You know what I mean? Like open, you're like, come, all can move. And then you isolate. But I isolate so gently, so gently with me because it still needs to soothe. You know what I mean? And I do hold my core a little bit. It helps to sometimes get that accentuation around, but it's not necessary. Okay, so maybe you're here and you're like going to try that, isolating a little bit. But most important is posture and then listening to how you want to express in this wine and go down and redefining what that means, because it's not always to the floor, like the floor. Your floor could be different. Okay, so here we are. Let's sink a little lower right before the heels lift. Maybe here's where you open and then isolate, open and then isolate. Maybe switch directions. Yeah. We gotta, if you're like, hello. Yes. Let the heels lift and sink to your floor. Posture. Even if you're tippy, don't worry. Don't worry. You need to use the floor. Go ahead. A wall if you need. All right, push back up. Push off the floor. Bring it up to the chest again. To the neck. Big breaths. I'm going to face this way for our last one. Big breaths. Yes. Even that big breath it's going to sound and be different for each of us. So gentle and soothing. Okay. When you're ready, drop it back down to the waist. Maybe here's where you play with direction or the isolate versus open. All things possible. All things are possible. And then when you're ready, sink a little lower. Adjust as you need to. Maybe you're like, nah, wide for me, baby. Wide for me. I am going to stay thigh slightly parted. I don't know. I just try. All right. Sink a little lower. Lift the heels. Let's pause here. Wake them up. Just a minute. Keep your wine. Breathe deeply. And sink. Sink to your floor. And when you get there, try something different. Maybe you juk here. And then when you're ready, push up. Like literally someone is lifting you from the floor. Go. Hey, take a couple deep breaths. Relax it. And let's just whine together real quick. Any which way. Even if you're like, yes. Because I know what we did was pretty basic for some. You're like, yeah, I'm familiar with this. I've been watching my tanties, my aunties, moms, everyone whining, so watching my uncles whine. Like I'm seeing people around me or on videos, whatever, how they move. But I just wanted to reframe the way we approach it when we're thinking sometimes, just to be like, actually, yeah, I want to be a bit more soothing in this movement for myself. Maybe it's an after school stretch I can do, just to whine and do some deep breathing and let my neck hang and whine and go down to strengthen my quads, adjust my posture, and you don't have to like always do all types of bam, 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 bam. It can be a simple classic whine. 20 minutes, let me go. Feel me? Always. Thank you guys. For some reason, I'm hearing, call my mother for me. Suzette, call my mother for me. So I'm like, am I going to get phone calls? Parents being like, sorry, what now? I don't think so. Let's hope not. Maybe they're seeing the beauty in the movement and the way it can help the full body. All right, guys, there's lots more videos. Check them out. See whatever calls to you. Maybe you enjoyed the breathing. There's one on breath. There's one called Focus, where it's about isolation. Okay, press play and whine. Thank you. I truly love your generation so much. You are breaking barriers in ways we haven't seen in our modern day history. So keep it going. Enjoy your wine. Enjoy how you move. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Much love.